organizer of the book fair.
What are their roles in the school though, traditionally?
They're both PTA parents.
Oh, parents.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
do you know who they work with in the school to get the whole, like reserving the space and?
So it's always in their library, and they work with one lady that I actually met at the second book fair from Scholastic. So Scholastic send everything. They set up the PTA parents set up everything, and Scholastic come and pick up at the end. So it's through PTA that the school is having 3 book fair a year.
Now, with this model, do you feel like it's mostly between the parents and Scholastic, or do you feel like the school, did they play an active role? Anyone at the Apple School?
I think they know they set up the date with there seems to be critical date in the year. Like I think the teacher also like to be, that day it's part of their curriculum. They go and spend their 20 minutes.
Scheduling,
yeah.
Schedule for when they come in.
So I think they have specific date for that at that school. So they warn the teacher and the principal, just say, okay, book fair this weekend.
But that was kind of behind.
I think understanding the process of change, because I think if you're a leader, you need to understand how somebody might be in that group saying, that woman's crazy, she think I'm going to change. I ain't jumping over that ledge. So you got to know who you're going to have to guide. Yeah. Who you have to might hold back because they might just try to run with it.
Yeah. So they might run over to know it, but then there's some qualities
and skills
you have to.
Knowledge is the process of understanding change. That was great. That's going in my.
It was good. It was really good.
No, but that's why I always believe. I don't like when teachers, when they get stuck on, well, the parent's not here and he didn't come to school. And I'm like, yeah, but we got to move beyond that because sometimes parents can't physically be here.
You know, not all teachers are real open to it, because I know speaking to the principal, like way back when we did the interview, he's trying to get that group, like that we all educate the children. It's not just the teachers, it's us too as parents. And he said the first thing you had to do is get the teachers on board that it would work. And once he had them on board, now it's trying to turn the parents around and say, we're not just going to teach, you're going to teach too. Because you're part of this. You need to do your part at home so that at school we can just continue it and teach them the next thing, and then you're right there with them.
And he's very upset that his son, he feels that his son does not have, he has actually a son, that they're not offering more challenging assignments, that the homework, it's not as challenging, he's not doing as much compared to his sisters. And also behavior at school hasn't been very good. Kids are talking back to teachers, kids are being disrespectful, and his son is kind of picking up a little attitude. So he met with the principal and the teacher and felt like he didn't get anywhere with them because he felt they need to implement school uniforms, and he talked about offering more challenging assignments. Well, he didn't get anywhere with them, so he feels the next step is to go see the superintendent of schools and have the conversation with them. George is doing just fine. We've taken some assessments in class, and he's at goal. He's mastered certain skills, and he's doing great.
George has always been a kid who tests well. We understand that, and we get that. However, the tests are not really transferring over to what he needs to do in life. For example, the other day, my wife and I asked him what 6 times 6 was, and he said Toyota. Like, I'm not getting exactly what you're teaching in the school. I understand that he's testing well, but he's testing well in basic.
But that's what he scored on the last assessment.
Okay.
Not to say that every assessment he scored an 85. There are some assessments where he did score higher. Unfortunately, some of the essay questions he didn't do as well on, describing, who were the key people in the Revolutionary War, so I had to take some points off. So we need to work on his writing and making sure that he's writing with details and being descriptive in his writing.
That's a great point, and I have to agree with you 100%. My wife and I, again, we feel that he is not grasping these concepts or some of the things that are going on in class because of the constant disruptions that he's faced with. Dr. Solik said she'd come up with a few ideas on how to fix that, and I'm interested to see how those will come.
Ms. Franco, I spoke with our guidance counselor, and she can arrange with our reach teachers
this is not solving the issue. The issue is the disruptive behavior in class. Pulling my child out of class, I'm not sure that that's
My advice, especially at a meeting at the high level of superintendent, never walk in empty-handed. You should have had a briefcase with some files of some notes you took and you should have already had strategic work. You should have had very specific dates and things and like action. This should have been a lot. You said you met with principals. Well, how did that meeting go? What was the outcome? And then what was the time frame you waited? What it works like? You should have had a presentation, like your PowerPoint with the bullying.
All the whole knowledge piece, if you can reference something on the website, I know it's the data, something that shows that you've done your homework, I think that also helps people take you more seriously. Which I know you as not as George, but as Sean, I suspect you would probably do because you never go in unarmed.
No, I wouldn't have done it like this, but I was in character. I was
called to make an appointment with the secretary to meet with the school principal. Maria, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So what are you here for today? I just heard your nomination as the PTA president. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just moved to the area with my husband and our 2 children, and I wanted to become more involved in the school. I went to the first PTA meeting and saw some things I think need to be addressed. The first thing that concerned me was the hours that you have for parents to meet with teachers is a very short window, and I know in this community most people are working between 3 and 3:30. I do know that if you're a Title I school, you are required to have hours that are convenient for parents. Are you a Title I school?
Yes, we are. I just took upon that principal role myself a year ago, so I'm pretty new too. I have to say that for that, this is totally my responsibility. I need to sit down with all my staff. I think some of the staff kind of got away with it, and I realized that a lot of parents work shifts and everything, and the teacher really needs to give better opportunity to meet with the parents. So I will work with my staff on that, and maybe come up with a schedule and actually try to notify the parents that have trouble making the 3 to 3:30 and try to work with them.
Okay, so I can expect in about 3 months you should have a plan set where everyone will have a time available?
Yes, I will work with my staff and the parents.
Okay.